All right, everybody. It's Park and Lock podcast number 2. We're going to give it a go this time. We're going to give you some film. Try to do it from a room. Yeah, we got a set now. That's pretty
pathetic,
cool.
By the way, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but...
It's really bad. I feel like that nobody's ever going to get laid again.
It's okay. I don't have to worry about it. It's good.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so let's start out. First off today, I would like to say happy birthday to Sean Blackwell. Yeah, all right, happy birthday. That's it.
I do also want to say now we have a fact checker in the room.
Yeah, we do. We have Joel.
Joel is over there.
You can step in the camera if you want. You don't have to.
You can just say hi too.
Hey.
There we go.
So if we're wrong, then now we can actually know instead of getting comments later that we're idiots. Because we are idiots.
Yeah, we are.
So you just want to start the first topic?
Let's just go ahead and start with the 2 trailer reviews. Since they're kind of old, kind of new, let's just go ahead and...
Do you want to start with Civil War? Or the other one?
Let's talk about Ghostbusters first, since it sucks.
It looks like trash.
Yeah, and then we'll move on to Civil
garbage.
War, which kind of I'm excited for. So
it looks awful. The CG looks like bad video game CGI.
It
looks
terrible.
like no budget went into the special effects whatsoever. And I'm sorry, but I think that the characters look really, really bland and one-dimensional and terrible.
They're pretty cheap. It's just garbage. Like, I'm actually blown away how terrible it
was.
was.
Melissa McCarthy supposed to be Dan Aykroyd?
That's who I'm guessing. And then I don't actually know anything.
I guess the black woman's supposed to be Winston.
Yeah, that would be. She's the only one that's not a part of the group that kind of wanders in.
Too.
And the only black one.
It's true.
Yeah. But
apparently there's some really racial problems with the preview. Like, people are getting really upset because of some comment. I didn't see it.
Well, I don't want to say it, but it's like when you see it, she's like, oh, you white people, I can help you, folk. Oh,
no,
like,
she's not.
That's what it seems like, man. She's like, I know y'all know all that science, but I know this city. It's like, I was watching a review and somebody pointed out that it's like, her job amounts to Google Maps. That's what she's contributing to this.
Well, she's the only one without a degree. Well,
yeah.
Winston was too. He came in off the streets, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he was looking for a job, but actually, if you keep up with the character, it turns out he got lots of different degrees and
So he actually has,
but he was just a man looking for the job at a point.
Yeah, because I thought they just hired him off the street. He was like, yo, I need a job.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, it turns out if you follow his backstory some and read about it, it's like, yeah, he actually goes and gets...
What do you mean read about
it? There's books. There's not there's expanded universe to Ghostbusters.
Really?
Yes, and it's legit. It's not
yeah. Well, I don't care what Venkman's doing now.
True.
Bill Murray. Every time I watch Groundhog Day, I'm like, Bill Murray sees a shadow. That's 7 more years of bad movies.
Oh,
he's
man.
terrible now. He's awful. He's not good anymore.
Bill Murray.
No, he's terrible. He used to be Bill Murray. Now he's a pretentious asshole.
Is that what it is?
I'm Bill Murray, and everybody loves Bill Murray. Cult following for Bill Murray.
Chive on.
Yeah, chive on. Fuck you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's terrible, man. It's just...
Yeah, it does look terrible.
It doesn't seem funny. Nothing about... That's what everybody thinks, but
I read a review. I guess they didn't see the movie, but they saw pieces of the film, and apparently it's way better than the trailer leads on. It's actually really funny.
Yeah.
And, he's the guy that did Spy, and he...
I know. I didn't care. I didn't watch Spy.
Spy's really good.
I like Bridesmaids.
And so is Bridesmaids. She's a really good director.
But I'm over Melissa McCarthy.
I don't like her.
I gotta know.
Tammy was terrible.
Hey, Joe, dude, can you look me up something real quick? Go to YouTube and just go to the trailer of Ghostbusters 2, the main trailer, and tell me how many likes and dislikes it has. The dislike ratio...
Is there any way to put the trailer on here?
I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I could probably just take it offline and then put it up. But I'm not gonna step on those dicks.
Yeah. I also want to mention that we're drinking during this podcast.
Rum and Cokes.
So, yeah, it might get a little sloppy by the end.
Let's hope.
I'm already starting to feel sick.
That's why you got to counter it with tea.
I have NOS. I don't know.
The original Ghostbusters?
No, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, not 2. This reboot.
Yeah.
I'm calling it Ghostbusters 2. It's like Ghostbusters.
It's just called Ghostbusters. Yeah, 2016. But I'm pretty sure it's at 100,000 likes and 300,000 dislikes. Yeah, maybe it's not even close to 100,000 likes. I think it's a lot lower.
I think it's lower, but it has it's like you said. I think it's 300,000 dislikes and 90,000
There are 190,000 likes and 442,000 dislikes.
Jesus Christ.
That's amazing. I think that says everything about this movie.
People are tearing it apart.
Well, I even think there's a reason they didn't even release... Like, the movie comes out in July, and we didn't get a trailer until, like, a week to 2 weeks ago.
Do you think the director knows it's shit? Because he got... I
he's
heard a
really
statement.
defending
Paul
it,
Feig
man.
came on and he's like he did an interview where he was like, I'm behind my cast 100%. Stop pestering them. Stop bugging my cast. And it's like, well, your movie sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, we can tell it sucks from 3 minutes.
He's already... And you know what's going to happen? It's going to be Fantastic Four all over again. I don't know the dude's name that fucking directed that, but the
he's
night...
not going to direct anything again.
Dude, the night that movie came out, he immediately got on Twitter and on everything and just started shit-talking the movie while he was at the premiere.
Oh, are you talking about the new Fantastic?
Yeah.
Josh Trank.
Yeah.
He's the guy that did Chronicle.
I know.
Which Chronicle I thought was quite a good movie. I think it was
okay.
bad. It was a good little low-budget
It was okay.
superhero
That's what I'm
movie.
saying. It was okay.
Yeah.
But you know who
But
wrote it?
he's like cutting people's heads off in the film.
Dude, it was bad.
The framing is off.
Dude, it was bad.
Like how
everything was bad.
poor of a director do you have to be to not have your framing correct?
Everything was bad. Did Landis? Did he? I think he wrote Chronicle.
He might have.
I think he wrote it, and the guy directed
Will you
it.
help us again? Who wrote the movie Chronicle?
Yeah, it's gonna be that fucking asshole.
I think it's
Landis.
Max Landis. I think it is.
What
Who's John Landis' son? John Landis is a fantastic director. Even his recent movies were good. Did you see the one with Burke and Hare with Simon Pegg and Andy Serkis where they were grave robbers?
No.
It's really good. I have it. Yeah, you should check it out. It's actually quite good.
I'd use my phone, but I'm trying to do a live Periscope thing, and I can't.
It works.
I can't search anything. It's upsetting.
But yeah, I mean,
Max Landis.
there it is.
He did? I knew it.
Yeah. He's terrible. He's a jerk too.
I really just,
He also worked with Josh Trank on the story.
That's the guy that directed.
Yeah. He did Fantastic Four, the new one. But
so he co-wrote. Did Josh Trank co-wrote Fantastic Four
no,
movie?
he co-wrote.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
He co-wrote Chronicle.
Oh, Chronicle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think he had anything to do with Fantastic Four.
No.
He just directed it because he shit talked it as soon as it came out too.
Oh man, he killed it, man. It's like, wow, way to... Even Joe Schumacher backs fucking Batman and Robin. Like, you know what I mean?
Which he shouldn't. I don't know why you love those movies so much. They are trash.
Better Batman movie.
I forget what comedian I was watching, but he's
Nolan.
like, those movies took place in a Miami gay nightclub.
Yeah, what
and
was
they
that?
do. They're like neon lights everywhere. I mean, Jim Carrey's Riddler is so flamboyant. I want to gag.
Dude, I love it. Like, his Riddler is fucking killer. Like, it's just Jim Carrey, like, in his prime.
I gotta say, Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face was priceless.
Yeah.
For Fantastic Four, the remake, obviously, the shitty remake. Jeremy Slater, Simon Kinberg, and Josh Trank were all screen.
Click on Simon Kinberg. He also wrote something else that was really, really popular that was good. And I want to say it's a James Bond movie, maybe?
Let's see.
Or another superhero movie. Like, I know that name, Simon Kinberg.
He wrote... he's on the writing team for X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh.
Yeah, he's done stuff.
X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh.
Yeah. I like it. You don't like that?
Oh,
one?
wait, no.
That's the one with...
Sherlock
I was thinking of
Holmes
Last Stand.
and Jumper.
Ugh, Jumper's bad. But Sherlock Holmes was alright.
What? Was Jumper an original story?
I think so.
I'd give it props then. It's
X-Men
like...
The Last Stand.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Ooh. Triple X State of the Union.
I like Triple X State of the Union. I'm sorry, but I love the original Triple X, and I like the one with Ice Cube.
Vin
I think
Diesel's
they're
making
both
a
good.
new...
Triple X?
Yeah.
I heard. I'm excited for it.
Have you seen the picture of him on the green screen just standing
Oh,
on
yeah.
like a motorcycle?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
He's like, people do shit to this. Like...
Well, alright, I guess we agree that the Ghostbusters trailer looks
It's like
terrible.
nobody even gives a shit
Have
about
you watched
this
it,
movie.
Joel? Do you think it looks bad?
I don't even want to watch
Dude,
You
it's
should.
garbage.
It's really terrible.
People are gonna tell you you're sexist for not liking it. But
You
it's
hate
a
black
really bad-
people. You're
Yeah.
sexist and you hate black people.
It's
Well,
just
no,
a really bad
you just like
movie.
good comedy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's move on to Civil
Civil
War.
War. Alright. I'm really excited for Civil War.
I am excited for it, but I'm trepidatious about it because I don't care for Marvel movies. And I know that I put that out there, but it does look really good. And I do have to say, the Russo brothers know what they're doing.
I'm
when it
really
comes to
excited.
directing
Dude,
an action movie.
Yeah, Captain America 2, fucking
But it was
amazing.
really underwhelming in the trailer when I saw the big fight that it's like, there's 4 people. Like, you expect all these superheroes to be fighting each other, and it's like 3 dudes coming at each other in the trailer.
It's like, imagine that.
That's it?
Imagine when you're watching the X-Men, the '90s X-Men cartoon. That last scene where the word X-Men is rolling across the street, and you have all the villains and all the X-Men going, but then you get to it, and it's really just like Wolverine, Sabretooth, Cyclops,
yeah, a couple people,
maybe Magneto,
a ragtag group of
Rogue might be in there just standing around. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's very underwhelming, but also
I do have to say it looks really good. I'm just upset that Robert Downey Jr. is still a thing. I think he's terrible. I don't like him. I think he's arrogant. And in this, it looks like he doesn't even want to be there. He's just kind of like.
But he's also bad because
the movie. Same with Daniel Craig and Spectre. I love Spectre, but he just feels like he doesn't want to be there. It seems like he's just doing it to do it.
I don't feel
because he's contractually obligated.
That's not true. Because I like to think he feels a slight obligation to the fans at this. But it's like, I think what everybody's also forgetting, this isn't an Iron Man movie, this is a Captain America movie. And it's like, that's why they keep reminding people. It's like, everybody's like, oh, it's an Avengers movie, or it's an Iron Man movie. It's like, no, it's going to focus on Captain America.
I do have to say, the Captain America, I love the first one, I love the second one, and then this is the third, I'll probably love it too.
That's what I'm saying, like, these movies aren't bad.
No, they're not bad. They're the best of the Marvel, except for the last couple Marvel movies. Ant-Man is my favorite Marvel movie. It's by far the best. I think it's got the most humor.
No, I gotta always...
Well, Deadpool was really good, but it's not Marvel, that's Fox, right?
Nah, you gotta rank it Captain America 2, Ant-Man,
no,
Guardians.
I say Ant-Man is above anything for me.
You put Ant-Man above
Guardians of the Galaxy
2?
and Captain 2.
I put it above Guardians, but...
I like Captain 2, but honestly, the acting in Ant-Man I thought was really good, except for Paul Rudd, who plays Paul Rudd, but I want Paul Rudd.
He's a likable guy.
I don't think that Chris Evans can act. I think he's pretty terrible.
Yeah, he's pretty...
And
Avengers 2 is such an upset. Like, that was...
Avengers 2
was a real garbage movie, man. I think Joss Whedon purposely did that to
You
people.
think he purposely ruined it because he didn't want to do it anymore?
Yeah, he just threw a look. Yeah, they won't let me do Infinity Wars. Yeah.
They told him he couldn't do it?
Yeah. They're like, this is the last movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, nah, we're going to let you finish Avengers 2, but we're going to let the Russo brothers take over from here.
Well, they're really good. They deserve to take over.
And so I really like when making that shit, the whole time he was just crying about it, and then he was just whiny, and I really feel he just tried to ruin the Marvel world for a minute. That's why I really think they're about to come full force with Doctor Strange, Black Panther.
Doctor Strange, I'm very excited.
I'm really
because it's a horror movie. I mean, it's a horror movie. I want a horror movie. Spawn was underwhelming.
Yeah,
I mean that and Blade are the only two horror movie action superhero movies I can think
Blade,
of.
Though.
Blade's really good.
Blade 2 is fucking
Blade
awesome.
2 was better, but that's not, as you told me, not based on an actual comic. Like I want
it's just the character.
It's the character, true.
Yeah,
that's because Guillermo del Toro is a great director and writer. Which I'm really excited for him.
Oh.
Did you hear what he's doing next?
Huh.
Have you read the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books?
Yeah.
Like they're this line of kids books, but the illustrations were fucking terrifying in them. And he's directing, I don't know if it's a TV series or if it's a movie, but it's based on several stories that were written for that. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
that
he dropped
shit
out
of
of Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah,
and he said he was going to take over, or he really wants to do Hellboy 3.
I really want to see Hellboy.
I would really like him to do Hellboy
2 was fantastic. Pacific Rim was fantastic, but it wasn't for everyone.
My buddy Waylon...
It was silly, and it was supposed to be silly. I don't think people got that. They thought it was corny.
Yeah. Dude, my buddy Waylon and his wife just watched Crimson Peak.
It's fantastic.
They fucking loved it.
Yeah. Joel, you just recently watched Crimson Peak.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's
a gothic horror film.
His wife is really into like that kind of shit.
Dracula and the old gothic.
Just spirits of like monsters and demons and things. And she's like, that man has seen some shit apparently. Like he's like, even the way like the mist and everything off of it and the way they move, like she's like, that's real time shit when you read reports about these things happening. Like that's the reality behind it. She's like, I believe he's really seen some
He's
shit.
Even done that in his older stuff. Like Devil's Backbone and stuff like that. Like he really has seen
He's a tortured man.
I do believe in ghosts. I absolutely do 100%.
I would like to.
I do.
But I
also like the wonderment of life. I like to have fun with life and say, oh, and that's not real. I like to believe it's real because
behind it.
It's more fun that way. I don't care what people think about it.
Okay, but I want to. All right, so while we're getting off subject of Civil War, I want to talk about Spider-Man because we've seen Spider-Man so much.
Okay, I heard why his eyes closed.
Okay, why?
Tony Stark developed the suit.
I knew it.
Yeah, that's why the eyes are moving.
I knew it, and I knew it was going to be that. So and now that they've said it, I was like, I knew that's what it had to be, but I knew they weren't going with the actual because in the Civil War he makes him a Spidey armor. And has these arms.
Maybe that's his version of it. That's
it's like an Iron Man Spider-Man suit from Spider-Man. Yeah. And
so I've never read the comics. So I want to this is what I get from the preview. Bucky kills War Machine. And Iron Man gets mad about it and goes after Captain America?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Bucky must answer for everything he's done. This isn't
Is
the
he
actual
a
Civil
good guy
War
or is he
story.
a bad guy now?
Bucky was never a bad guy.
Well, I know that, but what is he doing now?
Well,
is he
now
doing
he's
good
getting
things or bad?
Well, he's just trying to get his memories back, I think, and they're still trying to lock him up and do shit. I mean, you see at the end of the credits of Captain America 2 where he's in the museum and he's learning the history of what they did and the kind of man he was.
Yeah.
And so he's walking down that path, and I think with Captain America's just going to protect this dude, basically. It's his buddy.
Okay.
And this isn't the actual Civil War, but the background from the comic books that they're playing in for the Civil War is the Superhero Registration Act. And that's where Spider-Man... I mean,
sort of like regulations for superheroes?
Yeah, like you should register.
Like
then,
the UN for superheroes?
Yeah, well, and it's like Captain America's thing, and his stance in the whole thing is like... Because Iron Man's like, yeah, they should know who we are, and we should answer for the casualties and the destruction and all this, and we should basically be employees of the government and be regulated. And Captain America's like, this isn't our job, this is what we do.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of thing. He's like, this
in
is
the
fucking
comic,
freedom.
wasn't it reversed?
No. That's Iron Man is for it. That's the big thing with Spider-Man in Civil War is like once Spider-Man goes to Tony Stark's side and reveals he's been Peter Parker the whole time, it's like that's absolutely mind-bending. And then by the end, Spider-Man actually goes to Captain America's side. I believe he flips in the comics. It's been a while, but either way, they're going to take really good elements from it, but apply it to this really good universe.
No, it's one.
It's just this one.
Infinity Wars is 2 movies.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's going to be really cool. And now that I know that that's the thing behind the eyes, because it's like in Deadpool, you really question, why were his eyes moving? But it's Deadpool, so you don't have to question.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, like that shit doesn't matter. But when you saw it in this, it's like...
amazing how comedy leaves things open for plot flaws, and you don't really care about them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even though it's a cartoon, like, you know, a character will blow up, and in the next scene they're back to normal. And it's like, you don't question it because it's in the realm of comedy and cartoons. Yeah. And I think Deadpool got away with a lot of that because it was in that realm.
But it's supposed to break it, man.
But I like it. Oh, it was fantastic. I'm
even
not knocking Deadpool.
To the opening
I saw it again.
Like,
I said, Joel and I went and saw it, and I didn't really... I liked it, but I wasn't as gung-ho about it at the first time. But I saw it again, and it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It always takes me a second time anyway.
I've only watched it the one time.
Yeah. It's really good.
It deserves a second, maybe third.
I'm kind of glad they didn't do 3D with it, but I love 3D.
I am glad that... Well, the budget was very low.
I know.
They did it for $60 million.
I know.
The fact that,
but could you
imagine... The fact that
imagine...
you can fill special effects with profanity and violence, and everybody's like, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
You know, there was almost... $60 million is what Tarantino makes a movie for. And that man uses... I mean, I'm sorry, but he can make a movie for $10 million. Like, those movies are not... There's nothing really that happens other than scenery. But, I mean, it's fantastic. He's my favorite director. But, like, the fact that they didn't spend $300 million and then still one of the highest grossing movies in history is really cool.
It
It
made nothing but money. Like that's the thing. Like that movie made nothing. Like that movie made nothing but money.
And it gave people more faith in Fox again. Like they're like, well, they're not that shit.
Well, I'm excited for
X-Men is cool.
Yeah, they came back and saved X-Men with First Class. They repaired their
3 was awful.
They repaired their broken universe with Days of Future Past, and then this new one I just completely believe in.
Is it Singer? Bryan Singer again?
I believe so, man. I have no idea, but he's.
I think it is. It has to be.
Yeah, man. He's kept it going, except for it was the only one he didn't do, the third one.
Yeah, that was Brett Ratner.
But he went.
Oof.
But he went and made Superman Returns.
No, he didn't.
No.
Brett Ratner didn't make. Singer
left.
I like Superman Returns.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I do. Other than Brandon Ruth, it's not a bad movie.
No,
like it's not great, but I'm sorry, Kevin Spacey was a great Lex Luthor.
Dude, and not saying it's the Superman story. Like all the acting and the characters, the look of it, the way it was filmed is great.
Yeah.
But you're gonna tell me Superman is gonna get stabbed with kryptonite, well, chip in, pick up a whole island of kryptonite, jack it into space,
okay.
Then this and that, and like it's just like
I do think the Hulk is better than the Incredible Hulk. I will say that. I like Ang Lee's Hulk. The one with Eric Bana.
I like how comic booky it. Like, it's great. It's a comic book, like the way it goes between scenes.
The Incredible Hulk I thought was too serious, and Liv Tyler's just a suck for anything. She sucks the talent out of the room. She is awful.
Wait,
her
she
father's awful and
wasn't
she's
she?
awful. What? Yeah, she was the love interest.
Sarah Connolly.
It's like having a cinder block as your love interest.
What's the chick's name? Ass to ass. Jennifer Connelly. She was in Ang Lee, right?
Ass to
ass, man.
Yeah, that's all I remember.
That's all she'll ever do.
Ass to ass.
Like, she went ass to ass.
She did. That was one of her first roles, too, wasn't it?
It wasn't one.
Dark Water was another one of her. I like Dark Water, that horror film she did.
There's a weird thing with her. If you watch certain movies she's in, it always ends with her on a pier. And with, like, a red scarf
Requiem for a Dream. Well, she's in Little Children now.
Huh?
She Little Children?
No.
You should.
Which one's that?
It's the guy that played Jackie Earl Haley, new Freddy Rorschach.
Oh, okay.
He's a child molester, and he moves into this house, and Patrick Wilson, the guy that played Night Owl, and Kate Winslet start having an affair. Well, he lives down the street, and like the neighborhood wants him gone. And it's really good if you haven't seen it. Like it's based on a book, and the guy that actually wrote the book narrates the movie. Oh. It's just a really good like drama.
What's it called?
Little Children.
All right, I'll check
it's
it out.
fucking awesome. It's really good. Jackie Earle Haley had an Academy Award nomination for it. Like, that was one of his first roles, and one of his first roles he played a kid in something, and I can't remember what it was. He's really young.
Oh, like the Rorschach guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but he's only become a dragon these days. Like, he did not age well.
Oh, he's a terrible looking dude.
He's a terrible looking man.
Something really weird about him, but I love him. I think he's a really good
he's
actor.
a fantastic.
He
was great in
fantastic
RoboCop.
Dude. Yeah.
I thought RoboCop was quite a good. It was a
okay.
good movie. It wasn't
tell you
bad.
that. The movie would have been.
It's just not a RoboCop movie.
You know, and it could have been if you took out the family. If he gave up his family, it would have been good.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the thing that would have, even with his family being in it, the thing that would have saved this entire movie for me, that stupid hand. That
you mean his real hand that they left?
Stupid human hand that he had was so worthless to the entire everything.
Yeah, why do you have... Because it was just still bones and living tissue?
Yes, and they had in one of those little jar things like his organs. Like, all right, but here's the thing that would have saved
pretty retarded.
That scene where the T-Rex or whatever falls on his shit and he has to remove his arm.
Yeah.
That should have fallen on the arm. That was the human hand. And he had to shoot that arm off to go progress to Michael Keaton at the top, and then overrides his robot hand.
Okay.
That would have saved the entire movie. The entire
I also
movie.
think that Samuel Jackson should have been a robot.
No, I don't care about that.
He's pro-robot the whole movie. At the end, like, they actually have
that's true.
intelligent beings that can walk around now. Like, they've advanced that far, but they have kept it secret. He's the one, because he's advocating, robotics the whole movie. And
then you find out he's Skynet, and then we cross.
And then you
cross.
realms.
We'll save Terminator. We'll save
Terminator
Terminator
franchise. Trash. They should never ever attempt to make another Terminator movie.
I like it, man. It's a fun Terminator movie.
I thought it was entertaining.
It's awful. It's so bad. You guys don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't care. Terminator's garbage. Like Terminator
It's
1
not
and
garbage.
hold on.
They're fantastic movies.
Terminator 1 and 2 are great fucking movies. Terminator 2 is just so fucking fun. And then 3 was garbage. Salvation was a bag of dicks. Genesis is the first time I've had fun at a Terminator movie since Judgment Day.
I thought it was highly entertaining.
Dude,
also fairly comedic.
I don't mind Jai Courtney. I didn't mind fucking Jai
He
Courtney.
is. He's another one.
I didn't
They
mind
should just
Jai
drop him in
Courtney.
a mine shaft. He's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
He's so
garbage.
bad.
He's bad, but I didn't mind him.
If he's going to do well at Boomerang, I'm okay with that. If he brings himself back for Suicide Squad, okay.
All right. I like how far off we get on these subjects. So.
Well, there's other things I want to say, but we don't have enough time, so I feel like we should cram them into one topic.
So,
all right, so Civil War.
We're done.
Civil War.
I'm excited to
I'm excited for it, too.
And now that you broke, I didn't even read about the Spider-Man eyes. I assumed it was going to be something like that, so fucking
Yeah, Tony Stark made the suit, apparently.
Okay,
so let's start at the top here.
All right, what we got?
What is the best buddy duo in film? Like the best pairing of two people that you have the most fun watching. Doesn't have to be buddy cop, but that sort of vein, like Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, sort of.
Now, does it have to be movies?
No, it doesn't have to be movies. It can be TV. It can be video games. It can be books.
Oh, so it could be.
We should just it's entertainment. Just keep it in the realm of entertainment.
I'm gonna choose Key and Peele because I'm so excited for.
No, but they have to be fictional characters. That is.
Oh man, well, I like any character they make together,
man.
I like when those two dudes play a character together and anything, it's gold, man.
It's so good. I still think my favorite sketch they ever did was the Obama, the translator, the anger translator. That very first one was so funny.
But dude, the fact that he hit that status that he really did that shit for Obama.
Oh, he did?
No.
Was Obama on there or something?
Didn't he? Wait, what was the thing? Did Obama do the anger translator behind him playing Obama, or did he do it for Obama live?
Oh, I don't know.
In front of everybody at that dinner.
He probably did it for Obama live, I would think.
But dude, it was when all the media and the actor, where they did that whole dinner thing, and then the president had him, and he roasted all their asses. But then he really let him go. It was it's a status that you hit when the president hits you up. He's like, "Yo, dog, that shit's funny. Let's do this." You know what I mean? So
you say Key and Peele?
Yeah, any character. I don't care what the fuck it is. They're funny together. They're funny together in anything.
Well, now you've opened up a new realm of
Yeah,
possibilities.
dude. That's what I was trying to ask. If that's not acceptable, I'll think of
No, it's acceptable.
Duo.
It's acceptable because they play fictional characters as duos all the time.
Yeah.
My favorite's the one with Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
Oh my god, that's what
Yo,
I'm
man,
saying.
you want to start this new album? Butterflies, rainbows. Like, he just goes this
That shit's gold, man.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad they quit the show. Glad they put it down.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
they kept it
people...
short and concise.
Yeah, man.
Like they
kept
should have done with Dexter.
Yeah.
Like I mean, not to bring that into the stuff, but
yeah.
I mean, the last season is just garbage. Like it is trash. Now I don't know what to say.
We just talk about how great Key and Peele is.
Is that what you want to do?
What's the movie what was the kitten movie?
Oh, Keanu.
Keanu, man.
Yeah, it's like a spoof of John Wick.
Did that come out? Did I miss it?
No, it's coming out this summer, I believe.
Okay,
yeah.
I really got to see...
July release date.
I really got to see Keanu, man. Like,
I want to see Keanu as well.
Gotta see Keanu. Like, that shit is solid.
You always been flicking ashes right in people's faces every time. I kind of like it.
That's true. Well, at first...
it makes you look more respectable when you ash a cigarette when you talk, because you can say things like, the other day, I was looking at...
Dude, that's how you...
And then people were watching you. And
dude, there's a guy, I had a delivery at Dickies the other day, and there's this guy that talked like Mayfield,
like
the way
this.
he talked, but everything was so... It's like, imagine an articulated Mayfield. He's like, I'll have okra.
Years ago.
Like, it's just like, this dude's voice was amazing. Yeah, like...
Jim Mayfield, by the way, is a dispatcher at the cab company here in
Goddamn,
town.
an American hero.
He's known as the meanest man in town. He sounds like Eeyore mixed with John Wayne.
He's the dude,
talks
man.
like this, and if you have the gall to ask him when you're going to get your cab, he'll tell you to have a nice fucking walk and hang
Get
up.
there when we can.
As soon as we can. He's a miserable human being. Just terrible.
He says he's not afraid to shoot a man with his gun.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like shooting it because it'll bruise
his hand. I don't like pull it out the Makarov because it puts a bruise on my hand.
Oh my god. That shit's
I don't care about human life. But...
So I want to know who yours is. Come on, man.
Now I'm thinking. Now you've got me.
I'll pick here. I'll take Keanu.
I'm going to say Nick Nolte and Wesley Snipes in 48 Hours and another 48 Hours. I think they're entertaining as hell. And Nick Nolte is great. I don't care if he's a coked out moron these days. He's a great actor. Did you ever see Cape Fear with him and Robert De Niro? That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, dude.
Like, he's one of the best. I actually might want to go back to the last podcast and change that as my favorite villain of all time. Because he is insane, speaking in tongues, and I'm going off topic. But anyway, those two. I really like that pairing. They're funny. They hate each other at first, and then there's, now they like each other by the end. And it's a good action movie. The plot's good.
Was that 70s?
It was 80s. It was like 1980. Joel, will you fact check something for me? Will you fact check 48 Hours, please?
Joel's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, 48 Hours.
But it's good. I mean, the jokes are flawless. It's really good. Actually, I kind of want to say Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the movie where one's blind and one's deaf, what's it called? Hear No Evil, See No Evil?
I don't know, man.
That's a funny movie.
Yeah.
That's a really funny movie.
Well, not recently, but last time I was in Memphis, I watched that shit. Or what's the one where they break out of jail or something? Is there...
I don't remember.
I forget. Either way, those two are great.
They're hilarious together.
But Gene Wilder...
48 Hours was December 8th, 1982.
Oh, alright. So it was early 80s.
Early 80s.
Alright.
Yeah. That's good for an early 80s movie.
Yeah.
It was in the vein of like Beverly Hills Cop. I really enjoy that movie too. I think I like all three of them, actually.
You know who couldn't do a buddy cop movie anymore?
Who? Mel Gibson?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis is a dick.
Yeah, dude. Mel Gibson was fucking awesome.
Huge dick.
Mel Gibson.
Did you see that last movie? Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see the third.
Yeah, like he
was great in Machete Kills. He was a perfect villain.
Dude, have you seen Get the Gringo or whatever?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, man.
That's fantastic.
I love racist ass Mel Gibson.
It's the one where they poison the water and his daughter gets shot. Edge of Darkness. That was a fantastic movie.
I want to
really
call it Edge
good
of Tomorrow.
So,
thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, so there we go.
All right,
I'm going to skip it up here. By the way, go around.
Let's Hill was way better.
What, the Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
I don't know. Mine's tried and true.
Yours is just old. It doesn't make it good.
Key and Peele's not funnier. Are you really kidding me?
They're funnier, man.
I'm gonna go. Lots of them are funnier, but as a whole, man. Once I see Keanu, I'll make my decision.
I feel because
I gotta say the trailer
they've gone down way more.
It doesn't look funny. The trailer of Keanu.
No,
I don't think
that's
funny
why
at all.
I'm excited for it.
So
it looks so terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
What are we doing? I think we should go to this one. I really wanted to go straight to the mustache standoff.
All right, so first, this is what I'm gonna give a shout out to my dude Waylon down at Atomic Grill, who talked to me yesterday, and he asked me this question. It had nothing to do with anything, but he's like, "Hey, who wins a mustache battle, Burt Reynolds or Tom Selleck?" And I was like, that's a good one. And we sat there and actually talked about it like this is fucking real.
I like how you've added another one.
Well,
because his mustache is who I'm going to choose to win.
And he brought that into the equation. He's like, well, but then shit, if we're talking this, what about Sam Elliott?
What about Sam Elliott?
So we're going to pose the question. You have a Mexican standoff. You got Tom Selleck, Sam Elliott, and Burt Reynolds in a mustache Mexican standoff. Who wins this?
I feel like we should have pictures of the mustaches to be able to hold up, but people get it. I mean,
I can actually edit a pic.
You really need to. Like during this part we're talking right here, be showing the pictures.
I can
of the
show you.
mustaches.
Yes.
You know who Sam Elliott is, Joel? It's the best mustache in the world.
Best.
It hangs down. It's gray. There could be machine guns under. You don't know.
Yeah,
it's
like
so big.
Those revolvers under there.
Look it up. Look at Sam Elliott's. I wouldn't type in Sam Elliott's mustache.
Just type in Sam Elliott. He always has a great mustache.
But if you're wondering who he is, if you've seen the Ang Lee version of the Hulk with Eric Bana and Jennifer
Connelly, he is.
He's Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah,
he's her dad, and that mustache is. He's in Tombstone. The movie should have just been about his mustache.
Should have just been.
I mean, Kurt Russell's mustache is pretty epic in that though too.
His mustache right
and
now
Hateful Eight is amazing. It becomes his hair. Like it's all part of one hair piece.
I'm pretty sure The Big Lebowski is completely told from the viewpoint of Sam Elliott's mustache.
You know,
the whole movie. Sarsaparillas and his mustache. that tumbleweed is his mustache.
Yeah,
just moving on to the next
scene.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, so Sam Elliott, Burt Reynolds, or Tom Selleck. Which I want to bring up another point. Last night I said Burt Reynolds when you posed this question to me, but I rethought that because if you think about his he's always a badass. When he doesn't have the mustache, he's a wimp. Mm-hmm. Think about Deliverance. He gets shot with an arrow. He spends the whole rest of the movie shaking and crying on a cliff. John Voight goes off and does the rest, and he has a fucking mustache.
He does have a mustache.
So there.
That's point. Hey,
fucking what's his name didn't have a mustache, and he got anally raped.
Very true. Very.
He had the least amount of hair. I'm thinking the more hair, the more badass.
I'm not getting raped in Deliverance.
No, I would. Joe would be just taken down.
Oh, they'd have fun.
Clean shaven. They would just make you squeal like a pig.
He's got a pretty mouth. But yeah,
it's not rape if you're willing.
But I'm gonna say I was gonna give this a Reservoir Dogs kind of ending that. They
so
all just
are we
shoot
actually
each other.
like telling what's going on in this?
Kind of. Here's what I say is gonna happen. I'm gonna say Tom Selleck's mustache is gonna shoot Burt Reynolds, but before Burt Reynolds' mustache doesn't even get a shot off, the poor bastard. He's just his mustache will fumble the gun.
You think
it's gonna fumble the gun?
Who's?
Selleck's? Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Tom Selleck's, that's Magnum PI, baby. He's already got the shot.
He's lame. He's the lamest of the three, I think.
But what he wasn't ready for, Sam Elliott's mustache already shot him. And homeboy was shot
under the table like an Inglourious Basterds.
They were hanging in the curves right there. And that's what happened.
Hanging in the curves. Right on the Fu Manchu.
Tucks that shit. But then I think Kurt Russell comes and picks him up and they go have some sarsaparillas.
I think they all make the Expendables 4 together.
That would be great.
Yeah, I'd watch that. Wouldn't you want? Well, Burt Reynolds is 90-some years old now.
Oh yeah,
you got to add a couple more Expendables to the mix too. You can't just have 4
Chuck
Expendables.
Norris, he's a beard mustache combo.
That's true.
But
you can't just have the stash.
But he did just have the stash for a while, and it's a mean ass. His mustache is just beard.
Yeah.
Like his mustache is the most hardcore. Like that shit. Like if he was to shave fresh, like you still just see mustache.
I feel like it's always the beard and the mustache, and Chuck Norris just grows around it.
That's what I.
He has to shave Chuck Norris off the stash.
It's a living organism at this point.
All right, so you say Sam Elliott's going to kill the other two, and Kurt Russell's going to come in and rescue everybody?
Well, no. Kurt Russell and Sam Elliott are just going to go have some sarsaparillas after the battle.
Oh,
He's like, sorry, would have gotten here earlier,
Jeff Bridges
pal.
is already there.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it, Donnie. All right. All right.
Just for comedic relief, throw Nick Offerman.
Ooh, that's a good mustache.
Which one's Nick Offerman?
The guy from Parks and Rec.
Oh, that's not bad, but that's like a dad mustache. That's not an action man's mustache. It's never proven itself outside of just being cynical.
It's never proven. Like, oh my god, I feel like Kurt Russell's mustache has medals pinned on it.
Yeah, dude,
like,
exactly.
Like a fucking Scouts merit badge sash.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right,
that was a better question.
I do like the input there though.
I do.
It's a good stash. I mean, if
I'll
we're
tell
going to
you,
go
if you
outside,
watch-
there's other stashes that rival.
That's
some of
true.
them.
But have either of you guys watched the new Muppet Show? That's kind of like the
I like
Office?
it. I like it a lot.
That dude that you guys just mentioned, he was in an episode that was just fucking great, man.
He's funny.
Like he was fucking hilarious. Like his lack of he's just so blah. Like it's just I love it, man.
He used to be a porn star, if I heard correctly.
Really?
Were you the one that told me that, Joel?
What?
Offerman used to be a porn star.
Come on,
Apparently, before
viewers.
he was in an actor or a comedian, he was a porn star. Yeah. If you want to look it up, feel free, but I'm pretty sure that's right. He was a porn star before anything. Apparently he has a very sizable member.
He would.
Yeah.
By the way, we've done 36 minutes.
Nick Offerman.
That's not bad.
No. Where are we?
36 minutes.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and give you mine while Joel's looking that up.
Yeah. Wait, what's Joe looking up?
Nick Offerman. If you
Oh, there's a porn star? Fuck yeah. All right, go.
Okay. Well, I'm also going to say Sam Elliott's going to win. And I believe that, like, each mustache has a different, like, persona about it. I believe, like, Burt Reynolds mustache.
The Burt stash.
The Burt stash. It's had a hard, long life. Like, it's been through some races,
A lot
through
of
some
cocaine.
battles. It's
A lot
had
of
to fight off
cocaine in there,
rednecks
man.
in Alabama or wherever the hell they were. A lot of cocaine was
A lot
shot
of-
into that
just a
stash.
lot of cocaine.
Like, I believe that stash has seen some days.
Probably had herpes at one point, but
Oh, absolutely.
somehow his
Yeah.
mustache would find a way to cure herpes. Though.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It looks like Keith Richards. Like, it's not good. I feel like Tom Selleck's mustache is seen sometimes too, but a lot of B movie time. Like, it's not trained as well as the other two mustaches.
You know whose mustache would just shiv him in a parking lot?
Who?
Clark Gable.
Clark
He's
Gable's
a shiesty ass
He's
mustache, man.
he'd smack a bitch, make out with her, then yeah. Sean Connery's mustache is pretty good too. I gotta say, in the later years,
How's he still alive, by the way?
I
That
don't
dude's,
know.
like old as hell.
I feel like he eats children's souls.
bathes in their blood
Pretty
like
sure.
that. Oh man.
Anyway,
Did you find out about that porn? I'm curious now. Oh,
I heard it from
that
somebody.
is low.
It could have been a lie.
Damn.
Well, anyway, so Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds followed the mustache of Sam Elliott because I feel like it's made of whiskey and handguns. Like old-timey handguns.
Yeah.
Like it can even flip the guns around a little bit before it shoots you. Like it does
Oh,
with
yeah.
those little...
That's when Sam Elliott's done his go and tucks back in, man.
It tucks back in. It's like a turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen him in a movie without a mustache?
Yeah, he's been in.
Did he have a
couple,
mustache
man.
and Thank You for Smoking? Or he was the old man dying?
Yeah, he was the Marlboro man. He had the mustache.
He had the
He looked like the
mustache,
cowboy. Yeah, I mean, he's been in shit without the mustache, but it's hard to recognize him sometimes. It takes a minute. You're like, oh shit.
That's not...
Even in when he was in Ghost Rider.
Was he in Ghost Rider?
Yeah, he's the old school cowboy Ghost Rider.
That's
He's been
right.
chilling in the graveyard.
Yeah. Peter Fonda was a cool Satan. I gotta say. He
dude.
was good in that.
And if you really look at the bike, man, this is something my dad pointed out. It's
I
not.
cannot.
You can't
Maybe
fact check
it could be a lie. I think somebody told me that when I was driving the cab.
The internet doesn't
So
lie.
who knows? They were probably drunk, but I thought they said
His
that.
wood shop, though, used to house a place that they used to take photos for the covers of porn videos.
Okay, maybe. All right,
Maybe that's what it
maybe
was.
that's what it was.
All right.
Yeah, Sam Elliott wins. I mean,
Yeah,
his
Sam
mustache
Elliott, hands
is
down,
epic.
man.
I feel it's even yellowed a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's got smells like a Black and Mild.
It's got time behind it.
I like he said the tumbleweed is his stash rolling from. Anyway, all right. Okay, so let's go to this one. If you remember, like the Dust Brothers did the soundtrack for Fight Club.
Yeah.
And I think didn't like Radiohead do a soundtrack for another movie or something like that?
Did Radiohead do a soundtrack?
I think they might have.
No, Tom York did.
Tom York.
Scanner Darkly's soundtrack, maybe.
Well, I know that the guy from Radiohead, Johnny Greenwood, does like There Will Be Blood and The Master and
Well, no, Tom. I think
P.T. Anderson's movies.
is it Tom York? He did.
Yeah, Tom York's. Yeah,
And I think he did the soundtrack for.
he's the lead singer of Radiohead.
Yeah, and I think he did the soundtrack for Scanner Darkly. Man.
Okay, all right.
I think I don't know.
Well, what band would you like to see do an entire film score?
Who did I just say earlier when we were standing here? When we
You
first,
said Deftones.
but who? What to what? That's what I was like. What's the movie? But I would love to see Deftones. It was not bad. Damn, dude.
We should be drinking.
That's what it is, dude. Damn, man, because it was gonna be that was not gonna be a bad movie.
I'll tell you one that a band, and then kind of a band, they did the soundtrack for, and I know this is old, but Blade Runner, Vangelis did the soundtrack to Blade Runner, and they're like this really kind of, I don't really like them, this new kind of shitty new age band.
New age, yeah.
They did a very, very good soundtrack. Like, it fits that movie well. I gotta say, very, very well. And Neil Young did the entire soundtrack for Dead Man. Yeah. And that's one of my favorite soundtracks. Dude. It's just guitar the whole way through it.
It's a movie a lot of people don't like.
I know, and I don't get it. It's slow moving, but it's funny. And I think it's Johnny Depp's best movie, I'd say.
What the fuck did I say earlier, man?
I don't remember, man.
I don't either.
Deftones for something.
It was a superhero movie?
Was it?
Maybe.
Oh! I want a Nightwing movie and a complete Deftones soundtrack.
Oh,
Nightwing,
yeah, that's right, Nightwing.
I had to think behind me here, fucking Nightwing.
Which
man.
I think you should show. That's not Nightwing. That's some Native American version of Nightwing.
This is Nightwing. This is what they're passing off as Nightwing. It's pretty bad. You can't really see it, but it seriously just looks like a fucking Native American Batman. It's really weird. Like, it's really weird. As a kid, I didn't realize who it was until after I read the back of the box. I was like, this is Nightwing? But I would love to, I mean, the reason why is because, for one, the Deftones are solid. You got a band that's never changed. And they're on Trent Reznor level. That's what I was going to say. They can hold it down.
I was going to say Nine Inch Nails, but he's already done it.
He's done it.
I mean, he is Nine Inch Nails, and he's done so many good movies. But he's Oscar winning. I mean,
what's the guy's name from Deftones?
Chino Marino.
And that's the guy that does Team Sleep too, right?
Yeah, Team
Sleep. So it would be
fantastic
that guy, because whoever he gets,
Chino.
Yeah, whoever he gets backing
him.
I know that's what I'm saying, but whoever he chooses to back him, he's going to do good music with behind it. I would prefer it to be the Deftones. But I'm just saying, that guy in general, I think, composing it and making it would be really cool, because you'd have that kind of new metal heroin feel. Yeah. And then you got Nightwing, you can make it a darker.
By the way, he's too fucked up to sing even some of those songs.
I know.
My eyes burn.
Yeah, dude.
Like, God, Chino.
But it's like, I feel like he could hold a superhero soundtrack.
Did you ever hear the song that Maynard did with the Deftones called Passenger?
Yes.
It sounds like Chino's falling asleep, Maynard's trying to wake him up the whole time.
He is.
Like, the whole way through it, he's like, yeah, I like stringing breath. And he's really going keys, like, completely with it, and then he's like in a chair, just like, wake up, you gotta do the chorus. Anyway.
It's fucked up.
I would say Tool, actually, that's mine.
Tool for what?
I don't know what movie, just Tool.
Tool could maybe do it.
They would do a really good one.
They could do another
one. Apparently, their next idea for an album was a kind of like Pink Floyd's The Wall, where it was a music video made to an entire album, which I want to see. But I think they could do something really cool, like one of these really cool, like low budget indie movies, like a cool revenge story or something, or like something with a lot of psychedelic stuff to it.
True. They're looking to do an actual, write a story to it, or just
but I think it's going to be a lot of their just weird, weird visuals. It's probably not going to make a whole lot of sense, but they're going to be like, it does make sense, you just don't understand it. You know, they're pretentious. But I think they'd be cool, like, it would fit any action movie, and, I want to see them do a film version of Metal Gear Solid. I want to see Tool do the soundtrack to Metal Gear Solid. I think that would fit.
We already got our Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, that's right. Matt Dillon's the perfect.
I'm campaigning for Matt. Dillon Ex Machina.
I'm campaigning for Matt Dillon to play the next Snake Plissken, because he looks exactly like him. Oh, if you put a patch and a cigar on that man's face, he is Snake Plissken.
Gotta say it.
So I don't want John Carpenter to come back.
I actually tweeted at Matt Dillon.
Did you tweet Matt Dillon?
I was like, at Matt Dillon, I would really like to remake Escape from New York, and I believe you should come play Snake Plissken in it.
Yeah.
And
I hope he takes it on.
Yeah.
Who would you want to see directed?
Me.
Oh, me too, but no, you gotta pick an actual director. Who can do Escape from New York? You can't pick John Carpenter.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick him. He's a hack. He's over the hill.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who I think could do it. But I'll judge my answer more after I see Batman v Superman.
With Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
No.
I think he could get the feel of it.
I think he could, but everything's slow ramped. And it's just, I don't know if it would feel right.
I think he can do it. But I think it would feel more like Escape from L.A., which I'm okay with. I don't want to...
I want Escape from New York. No. Creepy stuff. I don't want the comedic stuff. I like Escape from L.A.
We can't abuse Matt Dillon.
No, I mean, you gotta put him in a good movie.
Yeah.
You can only do one thing, and that's talk roughly.
Yeah. I say give it to the guys that did John Wick.
Okay.
I like to
All
see
right.
them.
I'm down
Matt
with that.
Dillon,
Absolutely.
Escape from New York, the dudes that did John Wick.
Absolutely.
That's not bad.
No, I'd like to see a low-key director. Like somebody that usually makes slow-moving movies.
James Gunn.
No, fuck him. Like the guy that did Drive.
Maybe the
or
dudes
something
that
like
did
that.
fucking Deadpool would be good for it.
It's
They've
too
proven they can
comedic.
do.
Like it's.
Nah, they've proven they can just write. Like that's the thing.
I don't know, man.
They prove they can handle action, low budget. They can do everything. They just
Yeah.
happen to do it as a comedy. But I think those dudes could probably do it. I don't know who directed Deadpool.
Did you see that awful Escape from New York ripoff they did a couple of years ago with Guy Pearce? Lockout.
Oh, I liked it.
Did you like Lockout?
Yeah,
it was kind of entertaining.
It felt like
but
that
it
and
was
Die
pretty
Hard.
bad.
Yeah, it was very bad, but I like Guy Pearce.
Yeah, I like
I'll
Guy
watch
Pearce,
it
too.
as long as it entertains me. I'm not walking that movie like this is great. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd choose now for that. Who directed Christopher Nolan? No, I don't want to choose him.
Who would just make a
He would
most
just
boring
make
ass.
this boring ass movie.
Well, we gotta escape New York. Maybe if we go over there and talk to those people, they'll tell us how to get over there.
Yeah, it's on the nose dialogue.
Murph! Miserable. That movie.
Murph!
I'll never forgive you for trying
Don't
to
let me leave, Murph. Make me stay.
Why would you you made me watch that movie. I was so angry.
Make you watch it. It's
You
a great movie. Don't knock Interstellar. It's one of his better movies.
That's why we lost all our viewers.
Well, because I mentioned Interstellar?
Yeah.
Nothing
You
wrong with
had
Interstellar.
viewers?
No. Nobody wants to
nobody
watch
cares.
it. One person popped in and then left. I think. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Nobody gives a shit about this. What else we got?
All right, well,
I want to do the Coen Brothers superhero shit.
all right.
Oh,
yeah.
wait. No. Let's do the hero. The question, what hero has it the hardest?
Oh yeah, what hero in movies, books, or television has it the absolute hardest? Like they've gone through. I mean, nothing ever goes right. It's always just another. Oh my fucking god, we get to do this again. Like who has it the hardest?
Do you know who you're going to pick?
Not totally yet, but I have some ideas.
Okay. I know who I'm going to pick.
Who are you gonna pick?
I'm going to pick Link from The Legend of Zelda.
I like it.
Especially considering his story is just an incarnation story the whole time. It's completely depressing. Like this, you got the world's smartest man, most powerful man,
Yeah.
overall everything has so much magic and crazy shit. He just gets thrown out of a tree in the beginning of his fucking life every time, and it's just like, hey, go save this chick that you owe a debt to for no reason. Go through every kind of challenge imaginable, and then you don't get laid.
Fight
you
giant
get nothing.
plants and everything
Yeah,
else.
it's like at the end, it's like, hey, thanks for saving us. You can go back to being a kid, or hey, then you go back to being a fucking you got. And the thing with his story that people don't realize with Ocarina of Time is whenever you go and beat the first 3 temples and go to the Temple of Time, and then you go and age, what is it, like 17 years, and whenever you do that, he doesn't time travel that first round. He gets put into a protective crystal by these sages where he just has to age 17 years in it, and then in 17 years that sage has to go wake him up and be like, all right, now go save this place that we let go completely to shit after we
It's a
took
sucky
you.
lifestyle.
Yeah, and it's just really sad. Like, there's just my man Link gets no love, no nothing, and he gets these crazy tasks. And he's got a hop time. He's this hero of time, the hero of worlds, the hero of this. Even as a fucking kid, after he saves and goes back to being a kid, he immediately gets pulled into another dimension where a moon is crashing into the place, and he's got to save the world there. Like,
Poor guy.
My man
Poor
just
fucking
doesn't
guy.
get a break. He does not get a break.
Okay, I like it. Mine, you've never watched it, so you don't know.
What?
But it's the protagonist from Hannibal.
I'm going to go ahead and cut this on here because
All right.
my battery's going to die. Thanks for not tuning in. Nah, thank you if you did.
It's Will.
No. We did get a view. I told you. I
Yeah.
knew one person was in there for a minute. And they watched 5 seconds. All right, thank you.
It's all right.
It happens.
It's only the second one. We'll get a following.
We will.
All right. Well, I'm going to say Will Graham because if you haven't seen the show, I know
I
you
have one of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
You've seen the movies, but it doesn't do him justice what actually happens to this poor man in the books and the show. In the first season,
Wait, what are we going with?
Will Graham from Hannibal.
Oh, Hannibal.
That's what I'm going
Yeah,
with.
yeah, I'm down with
Okay, well, what in the first season, he doesn't do detective work anymore because he's mentally ill. The man has bipolar disorder. He has this ability to see and feel what killers see and feel. So he's constantly haunted by visions of murdering people all the time. And he has the FBI hires him to become this field investigator, and he goes out and he tries, starts driving him crazy. So he's like Jack Crawford, who's the head of the behavioral sciences unit.
Edward Norton.
No, it's in this one. In the show it's Hugh Dancy. In this one it's Lawrence Fishburne. But Lawrence Fishburne. I'm talking about the show.
Okay.
Because it's different.
Well, no, I was trying to figure out the character for a minute, but now.
Yeah, Edward Norton is Will Graham, but Lawrence Fishburne would be Harvey Keitel.
Yeah.
All right. So Jack Crawford's like, listen, you're not stable, but you catch these killers. I need you to go see a psychiatrist. When he goes and sees Hannibal Lecter, who's eating people for fun, just because Hannibal Lecter enjoys killing people for fun. That's all he does in the whole show. He's so much better than the books or the movies because he has fun. Like, you'll see him do something awful and then he snickers and walks away.
Actor a lot.
Like, he's great. So in the first season, Will Graham, he's trying to catch Hannibal, and at the end, he gets framed for all Hannibal's murders. In the second season, he spends the entire first half of the season in a prison cell trying to convince people he didn't do it until finally nobody believes him, and he has to convince them he did do it, so Hannibal will fuck up and they can actually realize he's innocent. Then the third season, he gets shanked, he gets stabbed, he gets everything. This poor man never makes it ahead, and at the end of the season, he's no better for the worse. Like, it's a terrible journey for this man.
What happened to
he's
Hannibal?
in jail.
Yeah. So
he escapes at the end of the third season again. And, Gillian Anderson was his love interest.
Yeah.
And the whole series, she's trying to get away from him, but she can't.
So it picks up to where the movies do then.
Yes. And at the end of the third season, you see Gillian Anderson just sitting there, kind of catatonic at a table, and it pans down, her legs are missing. And that's where it ends. So he's eating her.
Okay.
Yeah. But it kind of doesn't tell you that. You kind of have to figure that out for yourself. But poor Will Graham... Oh, he dies. That's right. He dies at the end of the series. He pulls Hannibal off a cliff, and they fucking fall to their death, and Hannibal somehow survives, but he's dead. Poor fucking guy. That's my pick. He has a horrible experience.
That's sad.
And he's just trying to save people.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's a sad existence.
It is, but he doesn't have to get reincarnated.
Wakes up in cold sweat, sees these demon deer walking around.
He doesn't have to get reincarnated over and over to do all this shit.
No, but his one life is terrible enough.
That's true. Imagine that life over and over.
Okay, I'm not going to say that
Groundhog.
His trials were not as long as Link's, but the man, poor Will Graham.
That's a shit way to go.
Yeah.
Damn.
Poor guy. All right, but I just still want to see Hannibal win the entire time.
You do, man.
Because he's such a likable character.
I've said it before.
And he made him more likable than Anthony Hopkins did, which was hard to do. This guy's really good at being Hannibal Lecter.
It goes back to our last podcast, the question of what movie makes you feel dirty. It's like...
Killer Joe is my new choice, by the way.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Happiness.
Killer Joe,
because I still say it's like when you watch Hannibal, it's like you're rooting for him. You want him to murder these people. You want him to get away with it. It's like
didn't you want to rape a child in Happiness?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like when you're cheering for a man, you really hope this kid.
You want him to rip that sandwich.
You want this kid to eat the damn sandwich.
I've seen pieces of it.
That's how I imagine.
Gummo does the same thing.
Yeah,
it's all about killing cats and shit. Why do you want to watch that?
Exactly,
but it's entertaining. That kids too.
At least Hannibal.
Kids still makes me feel dirty. There's dirty, disgusting kids.
Yeah,
just spreading HIV everywhere.
Everywhere, the HIV.
Ugh. All right, so there we go. All right, let's move on to...
We're doing the Coen Brothers now?
You want to do the Coen Brothers?
Do the Coen Brothers.
All right, the Coen Brothers have to make a superhero movie. Which one did they make?
Yeah, I don't know who I would want yet. I thought I had an idea. Oh, I think
they could have done a good Superman, honestly.
Yeah, but...
Especially the origin story when, his, in the countryside and, that would fit their directing style.
Yeah, but they're, I'm going to choose a comic book that's not a superhero comic book.
Okay.
And I'm letting my buddy Scotty borrow these and read them right now, so I think that it's fresh in my mind. But when I think about it, I think the Coen Brothers, there's this comic book called Chew. And it's Tony Chu is this Chinese-American cop. It's in a future where there's been this bird flu that really killed a big population of people. So now the FDA is the CIA, FBI type shit. And there's this conspiracy with it, but there's speakeasies for chicken soup and poultry because you can't eat poultry. And it's this weird thing. But there's also these people with these weird food superpower things, kind of. So, his thing is, anything he eats, he can see the entire lifespan of it. So, say he eats a fucking apple off of a tree. He sees it from a seed. He sees the entire lifespan of the tree growing, every pesticide used on it, everything, every bug on it. He just sees the whole everything of anything he eats. And so if he eats an animal or so, he sees the entire lifespan of the animal, the slaughtering of it, everything.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so it's really weird, but it's funny. So these people pick him up, and they're like, we need you to take bites of these body parts to solve all these old back cases. And so
that may be the worst protagonist of all. He may have the worst journey of any
the
hero.
shit that you see him eat to solve these murders and crimes is crazy. And like, say he goes to get information from somebody, they're like, "I'll never tell you," and then they cut your throat. He just has to run up and eat a chunk of it, and then he can see whatever the answer is.
You think the Coen Brothers could do that?
I think they would. I mean,
they can do
a lot of fun.
They really can. They proved that they can do anything.
Yeah, man, I think they can do it. Burn after reading.
The only thing they haven't done is action. But Raising Arizona kind of is I mean, it's a comedy, but like, there's a lot of action.
This isn't a really action one. It has its action moments, but it's just more this universe.
Yeah.
It's zany, but it's already out of reality. I think if you give them something that doesn't have to be centered in reality at all, they can really just have fun with it. Really stale moments. Like, his partner is a cop. He loves eating chicken. He doesn't care. So when they go and bust Speakeasy, he goes and, like, takes bites of chicken soup or chicken. He's like, "You should really eat this, Tony." And then like, you think this dude is like a homophobe, and he just always shit talking like dudes and calling people gay, like sleeping with women. But then you find out he's full blown queer. Like, this dude doesn't give a shit. He'll fucking fuck any dude or any chick. Like, he just doesn't really care and identify. It's just so...
What they call that, pansexual?
Yeah. And so it's like the characters are just so zany and the world's so zany that it's like, I think the Coen Brothers just can really have fun with something that weird.
I like it.
Because like even the girlfriend writes reviews for a magazine. And when you read it, you taste every ingredient in this entire dish from whatever restaurant, 5-star restaurant, or anything she ate from. And so people love reading her articles in the paper because they feel like they just ate the most delicious film. This other guy, he can make dishes. And when you eat it in all the different courses, you've just watched the entire Empire Strikes Back or Godfather movie while eating your food.
Really?
Yeah, it's like really weird shit. And I think if you gave that to the Coen Brothers, they could just have a lot of fun in this world.
True.
Like, I really do. Like, that's why when you said that, I really like that question.
I'm going to go with Swamp Thing.
Who would you give it to? The Coen Brothers? Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes place in kind of like this really dirty, dingy atmosphere, and Swamp Thing is just... Poor Swamp Thing. I mean, he's a big, greasy monster, and...
Well, he's actually a man.
He's a man, yeah, but he's not good looking.
Not anymore. Yeah, he's just a plant spirit.
But I just think they could do it really well, and there'd be a lot of like tongue-in-cheek jokes in there, and it would be funny without being corny. And
yeah,
because I really enjoy the Swamp Thing that Wes Craven did. I
really
like it, and I like the second one.
Yeah,
the fucking what's her name?
The pig monster.
The pig monster was cool as shit. Like, but no, I think they can do it really well, and it's one that hasn't been done yet.
Yeah.
I mean, the last Swamp Thing movie we have is in the 80s, and it's not good. It's not very good.
No, but we at least had cartoons and shit back then. Like, that's another thing. Nobody, and it's like when I watch Screen Junkies and shit, like, they've been doing this whole Swamp Thing, #Swamp Thing and all, and it's like, none of these guys know anything about Swamp Thing. And I was like, this is sad. Like, this dude's trying to argue a Swamp Thing movie, and he doesn't even know the basic origin story from the Wes Craven movie that he's trying to quote.
Yeah.
It's like, it's simple shit like that, but it's like, yeah, I really like Swamp Thing. It's like, I used to have fucking slippers and toys.
I have all the toys.
Like, you had the stretch arm and
I did. I remember some of my... I still have the one... it's the guy that was like... He had the gas mask and the orange suit. I can't remember his name. But I still have that like sitting somewhere at my house.
You know, I remember having fucking Swamp Thing, little
the
green
car,
fuzzy slippers, and a fucking... Remember when slippers had like the hard plastic head of a character?
Yeah, yeah.
And then like a furry body? It's like I used to have those. Like, that's crazy that was a thing as a kid. Nobody even knows about it anymore.
Oh, I know.
These people that are our age doing this shit don't even know.
Nobody knows what Pogs are anymore.
People know Pogs. I
don't know.
I still have my Pogs. I get down on some Pog, dog.
Yeah, I'll get down on some. I'll play Pog.
Check this out.
Oh no.
This is no joke. Bonnie Thomas, the last game we played, she won a Pog off me, my IQ Burger King one. And then I went to her place and I played her on her turf. That's the winning Pog I got.
It's a Manatee Pog.
It's a Manatee Pog.
Very nice.
Pog, P-O-G Pog,
It's
baby.
an official one.
It is. That's what it's saying. I know about Pog.
It's an official piece of paper.
That's people post a meme. Oh, you don't know what this is. You're not old enough. It's like, I carry a goddamn Pog.
I have a Pog in my wallet.
I have a fucking Pog in my wallet. Somebody put up a picture of Pogs. It's like, what's missing from this? It's like
Slammer.
Slammer. Yeah. like he's like, don't play games with me.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Listen, I'm old.
I'm old as shit.
All right. Well, there we go. Swamp Thing and
hell yeah.
What was yours again?
Chew.
That's right. That's right.
If you don't know what Chew is, people, look it up. Like, it's a comic book that's not superheroes. It's something I feel everybody can read. We're at an hour.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not
nice.
bad
Let's
at
do
all.
another two.
Okay.
All right. We got this one last, of course.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we're gonna need to call anyone this time because we have Joel sitting right there.
I know.
So, all right. All right.
I think when we do calls, I could do it through that Bluetooth speaker. So
Oh,
I think we
absolutely.
can still do it.
Yeah, we
or
can do
even
it.
just have the phone right here. The speaker will pick it up.
I want his opinion, though, because this is one that everybody's going to have an opinion on.
True, yeah.
All right.
But that's what I say. I think we can learn to do phone calls even
Oh,
while doing it
absolutely,
stationary outside of the
absolutely.
car.
Okay, so we can do one of two things. We can either discuss Hardcore Henry. Mm-hmm. You can do your review of Division.
Yeah, I'll save that more for the end here real quick. I just want to
All right,
want
and-
to say 2 cents.
We have the lamest villain plot. Or you get to make a comic book into a film. Which one do you choose?
Oh,
I think
let's do the comic book into a film because
Okay.
I have a thing that I would really love to do.
All right.
All right, so I don't want to do a film. I want to go HBO series.
Okay.
I used to say I wanted to do Preacher, but if we're gonna wait and do Preacher on our next thing,
Yeah.
I'll talk about how I wanted to do Preacher, but how it could only work in the '90s. Is
Okay.
what's sad. But here's what I would like to do.
All right.
Everybody loves superhero shit right now. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody loves fucking Game of Thrones. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, why do people like Game of Thrones? Because everybody just constantly gets killed. Anybody you like,
Yeah, they
and
don't
it
know
goes
who's
back.
gonna
It
make
goes
it.
back to Walking Dead. It's like people watch this because for some reason you want to see people you like just die.
Yeah.
I don't
it's
understand it.
surprise. It's the shock value of
But
it. Like,
what
cool,
I-
what are they going to do this week?
What I want to give people is Invincible, the HBO series.
All right.
You have one of the bloodiest, most adult comic books that are all superheroes, and you got real superheroes. You got superheroes based off of real superheroes. But Invincible is maybe the greatest superhero. And the coolest thing about this, the way I can introduce this guy in the pilot alone. Imagine this, and I'm gonna set it up different. So imagine your father is Superman, and your whole life you're like 16 years old. You know you're gonna get your superpowers at some point. You're like, why don't I have these? And so one day you're working at like fucking McDonald's, and you go and throw the trash out. And it just goes all the way into the fucking sky and just disappears. And it's like later on that you get a panel that it like lands in the UK.
Heroes.
But yeah. And so you immediately are so excited you go home about it and all. And then so your dad takes you, get your superhero costume, you guys become superheroes, start pounding around, you meet some other young superheroes at your school that are been doing this on the side. And so then it's like, yay, it's a feel good. It's him going around being a young Superman, even like him and his dad sitting back to back in the yard, throws a baseball that way. And then back-to-back, Invincible catches it. It's little things like that it's just fun, but it's so bloody. All right, so then you hit that. Then in the middle of the episode, you meet the fucking Justice League. And it's like, oh, cool, Wonder Woman's a lesbian. The Green Lantern has to throw up a pendant to become like Green Lantern. You got the Shazam. You have all these characters that are modeled after all of them. And you meet them, you see them do their thing, and they all get a call that they got to go to like the Fortress of Solitude. And so they all go to their headquarters. And then the next scene, you just see them all getting fucking murdered. Fucking just ripped apart and killed. The minute you meet the Justice League, they just get slaughtered and wiped out. There's blood everywhere. And then the shot that you see is Superman standing there in their blood. And you find out that it wasn't planet Krypton that he's from. It's more like planet Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, where it's like they just conquer. They're the most powerful beings in existence. They don't give a shit. And it's like they're crazy. And he's just been waiting for his son to get his powers and shit finally so they can finally take over Earth because we have a 99% like bonding with them. Like their genes are so strong already with any alien race they breed with. But with humans, it's so equal that it's like they're going to basically take over in that. But it's like then the young Superman that just has got his powers and been doing this shit has to fight his fucking dad. And his father basically almost kills him. Throws him through, like, the fight between Zod and Superman and shit in that last thing. They rip the entire city up. And then the father, right before he's about to kill his own son, freaks out and just fucking bails out and disappears. And his son's left there to be repaired and now has to be the new Superman of Earth and, like, deal with what his father did in this government. Like, no. And it's like, every episode, like, superheroes that you fucking love just get killed constantly. Like, anybody you like or get attached to is going to die. And so I think as an HBO series, it would be a bloody superhero market for them to do. And it's like, I would believe they should if they trust two guys that never did anything to do Game of Thrones, I think me talking to Robert Kirkman and HBO's budget, we can make the greatest Invincible series ever. And it would be an adult super. It's like Deadpool proved adults want bloody comic book superhero shit. It has everything that people are watching for Game of Thrones and Walking Dead. You can do with Invincible.
I like
that's it's a dream of mine to do, and I think you could do it so fucking well, man.
I like that a lot. I choose the Punisher.
Well, he's about to be.
Yeah, but he's going to be on a television show. I mean a movie. I want to do a full-length movie on the Punisher, and I want to do it right. Warzone was cool.
I was going to say.
I'll say that, but it was corny, and I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it was not a good movie. It was a fun movie.
It was a good Punisher
but it wasn't
movie.
a good movie. I want to direct an actual movie about Frank Castle and him becoming the Punisher, and just the emotional woes he goes through when his family dies. Like, they don't really touch on that very much. And that first one was awful with John Travolta.
Yeah, but they
touched on that, but it was so poorly done.
It was just cheap.
And I want the Punisher to be, very realistic, and he gets injured as fuck, and when he goes in there, he's almost dead by the end. He's not just this badass that goes in and takes everybody out. He gets his arm blown off, and it's all for the good of avenging his wife, and at the end maybe he just dies. But he at the end he kills the bad guy. In that last moment, it's just him and the bad guy.
Who I want to play the Punisher?
Maybe he blows up the entire building and sacrifices himself in a kamikaze type way. Matt Dillon.
Oh.
Because I can think of several people that would do it very, very well.
I can't think of his name.
I want Ryan Gosling to be the Punisher. I know that you think he's too nice of a guy, but I love him in Drive. I think The Drive is pretty much a Punisher movie.
I think I retweeted it under the parking lot, maybe. Dude, let's see. Yeah.
But yeah, you could do Jigsaw so well, and things like that, make him look so creepy. Oh, Lord.
Michael Shannon as Punisher, man.
That's
He's
really
got the
good
crazy...
idea.
And this was something...
He's not a good-looking guy, either. That's what I like about it.
This is something they even talked about on Screen Junkies, I believe, before. Somebody brought that up on something, and I was like... I think it might have been ETC, and it's like... He would be a scary-ass Punisher. He's got...
He is.
Terrifying.
Now that you say that,
he
I
stands
think
over
that's
somebody,
what I want.
the emotions he could put into being
Did you see the
tortured
movie
and
Bug with him and
Yeah.
Ashley Judd, where they're in that hotel room and he convinces her that there's bugs crawling all through their bodies? He is terrifying in that movie.
He's he's
great. He's a
He's,
great actor. You're right.
whatever
I'm gonna
that-
change it to. He's definitely who I
Michael
want to play.
Shannon
my
would
Punisher.
be the best
He's
Punisher.
fantastic.
Man. You would see a tortured man avenging his family.
In his eyes, his eyes scare me. Even that bicycle movie with
That's what I'm
Joseph
saying.
Gordon-Levitt, he's scary in that.
Scary. He's got the perfect.
Did you see the movie
crazy
where he
eye.
played the hitman, Kozlowski? He was like a Polish hitman for the Italian mob.
Yep.
Called the Iceman, I think is what it's
Yep.
called. That's a really good movie. He's terrifying. He's one of the most terrifying hitmen I've ever seen in a movie.
Dude.
Speaking of
But
hitman movies, I really like. I think I'm gonna watch Assassins tonight. You see that with Stallone and Antonio Banderas? That's a great movie.
Blu-ray, yeah.
Well, I think we have time for this last
What do
question.
you want to do? What did you say?
Punisher.
You said Punisher.
Yeah.
Michael Shannon. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay, so here's the last question, and we do this at the end of every podcast. You have to kill one, you have to fuck one, and you have to marry one. Okay? Your choices are Val Kilmer, Christian Bale, and Michael Keaton. The three people that have played Batman. Well, other than Ben Affleck, we're not counting Clooney because he's terrible.
Can't I just do all of them to Adam West?
Adam West, see, this question is flawed. This question is flawed, but we've got to keep in these three. Keaton,
I like
Bale,
with
and
this,
Kilmer.
though. Why would you not want to kill? Why would you not want to fuck, marry, and kill Adam?
West.
And we can take it back to what my dad said. He's old anyway. So he's gonna die soon.
He's going to die soon.
Why?
Just a pillow over the face at night? Yeah, I mean...
I feel like Christian Bale would just yell at me.
I feel like he'd be the good fuck.
No.
You think Christian
Well,
Bale
yeah,
would
he's
See,
gonna,
I go straight for the- I go
he's
straight
gonna
for
American
Kilmer.
Psycho you in a mirror, man.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I think he'd be the good fuck only because it'd be angry.
It would be
No matter what,
angry.
it'd be
It would be
sex.
angry. Get out of my shop! You're in my shop! Like, stuff like that.
I think I might kill Keaton and marry Kilmer.
Okay, alright. I'd kill Bale. Because I hate him.
yes.
I don't hate him. He's good in other things, but he's a terrible
He ruined
Batman. So I'd kill Christian Bale. I'd fuck Michael Keaton. Because I feel like he'd cuddle afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Val Kilmer, I guess I gotta marry. Because he's just he's Val Kilmer. He's just,
Ironically,
now he's just a big lump of nothing, but he used to be cool.
You know?
Well, it's like...
this is terrible. It's like we came to the same agreement on the last one. It's like on this one, it's like I'm gonna marry Val Kilmer because
It's Val Kilmer.
I like Val Kilmer.
I like Val
can
Kilmer
dance with
too.
Val Kilmer. I guess I'll fuck Keaton.
He's gonna cuddle you.
Yeah,
And then
it's like he seems like a sweet guy. He's gonna take me to
He seems
dinner
like a
too.
sweet guy, yeah.
And then it's like I'm gonna kill Bell because he's a piece of shit.
Bale's a piece of shit.
He's just a piece of shit.
Well, at least he was the different
At
one.
least we
You would
got
fuck Christian
It's
Bale.
like each time we at least have
Kill Michael Keaton, which I think is just awful.
That's sad, man. You're terrible.
We'd all marry Val
Yeah, I don't want to see
Everybody
Val Kilmer
would
die, so it's
marry
okay.
Val Kilmer.
That's what we all agree is to marry Val Kilmer. Yeah, I was gonna talk about The Division. So I'm gonna just say for a quick minute that it's like my friends last night put together. Thank you, John and Sean, for getting me this game. But I'm playing this new game called The Division. It's like Call of Duty as an RPG. I don't really know. I don't understand this game, but so far it's been pretty cool.
Awesome.
It's like, I think if you have a PS4 or 360, I don't know if it's PC. I would just assume it's every platform. But I would go ahead and try this game out and see how you feel. If you don't have friends, I think you can still play it, but it probably helps to have friends and to roll with them in the game. But I haven't got to play with any friends yet because they're higher level. So I'm just lonely.
He means they're
game.
Not real.
Don't put that on me. They're real. They bought me the game.
Yeah, he bought himself the game.
But no, it's definitely if you like video games, if you like shooters and RPGs, I would give it a go. It's pretty damn good, and that's all I can say about it because I don't really know how to review a game.
I liked it.
I'm
not the game. I liked your review.
It was okay.
No,
I like the game.
It's crap.
Yeah, it's all garbage. But yeah, so
It's all garbage. All right,
we're gonna close out.
It.
We went about an hour 10, so we cut it down.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I think we did good. It was a good pace. Let us know if you like it.
Please do.
Follow us on Twitter at capital P in Park, and then the whole word and then a capital L in Lock.
Park and Lock.
At Park and Lock on Twitter. And then follow me at ScoreStevesy on Twitter.
You can also follow us on Facebook at Park and Lock Podcast.
Yes. And these will be on the YouTube page, so subscribe to that. Give us likes, subscribes, feedback. Tell us what you think. What do you think of these? You got any comments?
Questions. We need questions.
Yeah.
Submit questions. We're
would
more
love
than
to
happy to
answer,
argue
yeah.
about anything you want to hear us argue
Yeah,
about.
then
Or you can come on and argue about it.
Yeah. And
More than happy to.
Hopefully we can even get people following on a live stream of Twitter. We look forward to it. We hope you enjoyed this.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Get the fuck out!